Today Lillian is preparing to run away from home. Before leaving, she left a note at the doorstep. Maybe we should all take a break for a while. I need to go somewhere else for a change. Don't look for me. At this moment, I am gathering supplies at the hardware store. All the repair materials have been collected. We can finally restore the power. Just as I was about to leave, they actually came to me on their own initiative. After all, I killed both of their family members. After they entered, they stared at me intently. I want to move. They will block my route in advance. They will always be between me and the shotgun. It seems they are getting smart. Now my only way out is through the front gate. Without hesitation, I fled directly towards the outside of the gate. There was a car parked not far from the gate. I feel like it's so far away from me at this moment. However, at this crucial moment, my frozen leg went numb again. In that instant, I was tackled to the ground by a wolf. They kept biting my neck fiercely. Another one behind held onto my leg and bit down. Luckily, my neck was wrapped with a deer cape and a wolf fur collar. I directly untied the cape and let the wolf drag it away. I looked back at the wolf biting my leg. Turning around, I punched her in the nose. Then I drew the knife from my waist and slashed upwards. Another wolf rushed up and bit into my back. She bit off a piece of flesh directly through my clothes. I turned around and chopped towards the wolf's head. What I didn't expect was that the knife broke. The wolf, that was split apart, rushed towards me again. It was about to bite my neck. Luckily, I raised my leg in time and kicked her away. Then, I charged towards her with the knife handle raised. I struck her right in the eyes. The attacked wolf let out a whimper. I immediately pressed her down under me, raised the handle of the knife in my hand, and smashed it down towards her head. Once, twice. I don't know how many times I hit her. When I stopped, she had already passed out. I picked up the package that had fallen to the side and waddled towards the car. At this moment, in my mind, there are all the questions in the hardware store. I want to ask if Dreamland number 63 will continue to operate after I leave. Will Lillian live alone in this world? I don't want to leave Lillian alone here. I want to stay and accompany her. Number 63, however, did not respond. I walked step by step towards the car. The wolf that I blinded in one eye also woke up. She bit down on my wrist. Is this how you want revenge? But this I cannot give you. I need this to protect her, even if I'm not by her side. At this moment, Lillian is thinking about the night she was injured. I held her and told her she wouldn't die that night. She looked at the pole outside the car, the one I taped up with duct tape to cover the cracks. She covered her mouth and started to cry. She quietly parked the car next to the pole, reminiscing. And at this moment, all I can think about is getting home quickly to fix the generator. I want her to feel warm in this cold winter. Today is the 177th day of my journey in the Dreamland game. I am being attacked by two wolves. Although I have climbed into the car. But the two wolves had bitten my leg. They were trying to drag me out of the car. I cannot die now. So my hands were trying to grab onto something to climb into the car. By accident, I opened the drawer in front of the passenger seat. A handgun slid out. Lillian's handgun. When did she put it in my car? I picked up the handgun and aimed it at the wolf that was biting me. Unexpectedly, the two wolves actually ran away before I fired the gun. I immediately closed the car door. I need to stay alert now. I have to bring the parts back. After I fix the engine, the chances of Lillian surviving are much greater. When I started the car stalled before setting off. Oops, the fuel tank froze. I'm afraid we'll have to warm up the car before driving. But I can't wait any longer. My vision is starting to blur. There are two fierce wolves glaring outside the car. I feel so unwilling. Even if I try my best, this is as far as I can go. When I woke up again, I found myself at home. Lillian was sitting beside me. When she found me, I was already unconscious. The car also couldn't start. She found another car and brought me back. So that's what happened. I thought I was done for. I really want to know when she found me. Did she see anything else? She said she only saw a bag in my hand, so she brought me back. It was a repair part for the generator. Once fixed, the air conditioning could be turned on. Lillian wants me to take a rest for a day or two before heading to repair. But I don't have much time left. So I insisted on. Lillian already knows my temperament. In the end, she agreed. I had the generator repair manual. I fixed it quickly. As the generator turned, the whole house lit up. I feel like everything was worth it. I excitedly shouted, "Lillian is calling! Did you see that?" Lillian in the kitchen. You may not understand why I'm so excited. When I was about to return to the villa. But I was stunned by the car parked at the door. Is this the car that Lillian brought me back in? What happened exactly? The airbag in the driver's seat has already deployed. The front of the car is dented from the collision. There are so many bloodstains. I can't believe it. This is the car that Lillian brought me back in. I examined it carefully. I found wolf teeth on the tires. Did Lillian run over a wolf with the car? So it led to a wolf's fawn getting stuck in the wheel. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Just as I was about to get up, I felt dizzy. Then came a violent cough. The wound on my body is too deep. It's bleeding even with a cough. Without a professional doctor, it seems my life is coming to an end. I carefully observed the front of the car. This dent seems like it hit a tree. Could it be that Lillian chased another wolf in the car and then hit the other wolf directly into a tree, causing her airbag to deploy? I silently looked towards Lillian's room. Something seems to be hanging on the reinforced boards. It turned out to be the wolf skins of the two wolves. It seems that my analysis was all correct. I went straight to the kitchen. Hugged Lillian, who was cooking. Talking about it, she is really working hard. Lillian finds it strange how suddenly I am so intimate. I told her not to be petty. Adults don't dwell on minor things. She told me I'm in for a treat today. I can have a stew made from wolf meat. I told her to focus on real work after eating. She asked me to wait until my injury is healed. Today is my 178th day in the game Dreamland. The entire city has been covered by heavy snow. Many branches have formed ice crystals. Lillian told me the sun has come out. The storm has also stopped, so she asked me to get up and take a look. Lillian asked me what's wrong when she saw no response from me. I have no energy left in my body today. Lillian thought I had a cold. She wants to help me get some cold medicine. I see Lillian looking for medicine in the drawer. I lay on the bed, weakly calling out her name. I told her not to bother looking anymore. This is no ordinary cold. I can tell. Lillian, upon hearing these words, froze in place. She thought I was joking. I'll be fine. Because I can move supplies in the storm and go hunting in the cold wind. Now even the electricity is back to normal. I have overcome the most difficult times. She said I'm such a capable employee. It's a pity not to be appreciated by the leader. If I were still in the company, she would definitely name me the best employee of the quarter. I said thank you, director's wife. Lillian said she hasn't agreed to marry me yet. She told me to take the medicine and get better soon. At this moment, I feel very weak even lifting my hand. The water cup I picked up didn't stay in my hand for a second. Because of my weakness, I fell directly to the ground. When I opened my eyes again, Lillian was already on the bed. She reached out and pulled back the blanket on me. She told me that as long as I stopped pretending to be sick, she would agree to the new movement on bed that I had mentioned before. Unfortunately, I have no strength in my body now. Lillian started to panic. She was scared. At this moment, she scolded me, saying that not being able to do it now means I am not a real man. She roared at me, asking me to get up quickly. I let her listen. I don't have time to explain too much. I know I'm about to leave soon. I started to explain the gasoline storage. It can last for about 3 months. If it's not enough, go to the cities in the north. Over there are many vegetable seeds in black plastic barrels in the warehouse, and I have already labeled them. If you don't know how to operate the diesel generator, the maintenance manual also provides instructions. Remember to find a new vehicle with a large load capacity. Make sure to practice marksmanship more often. When moving, don't just focus on appearances. Remember to look for warmth. Today is the 180th day of the Dreamland game. I quietly watched the world after the snow stopped. Lillian said that the temperature is higher today than yesterday. Everything is getting better. I believe that before long, the temperature will rise above 0 degrees. After the snow melts, she plans to drive north to find other survivors. She believes that there are other people on Earth who have survived this disaster. After listening to her plan, I asked her, "Lillian, have you ever loved me?" Lillian was stunned for a moment by this question. Then she lowered her head and said, "No." This is fine too. Free from attachments. It's time for me to wake up from my dream. After I left, Lillian said that you are so arrogant, only caring about your own feelings. Why did I love you? What's so good about you? When I am unhappy, you can't say anything nice to comfort me. You always take everything upon yourself. You throw things around everywhere. Even if I say a few words to you, you get angry with me. You are just a bad man. But I can't hear any of this. I have already been sent out of the Dreamland gate. When I open my eyes again, what I see is number 63 welcoming me back. She congratulates me on completing the apocalypse survival mission. But I don't remember what happened. I just feel like I have experienced a lot. Number 63 tells me that it is normal not to remember. This is to prevent user from confusing reality with Dreamland. In the next month, I will slowly remember everything that happened in Dreamland. After my mindset returns to normal, I will accept what happened in Dreamland. There won't be too much psychological burden. I suddenly remembered something. I said something wrong. This confuses number 63. It seems like I reminded myself before not to forget under any circumstances. Now recalling it makes me uncontrollably sad. Will that world continue to operate after I leave? I'm worried that the world will continue to operate after I leave. Number 63 tells me this is just a game. The game is over now. No matter how much I remember in the future, I should remember it positively. Treat it as a dream. People still need to live in reality. Yes, I only remember asking about this matter like a dream. Everything else is already very blurry. Later, number 63 began to rate my performance in this game. Apocalypse Survival Score Settlement Difficulty 0 Level Score 7 points Bonus 50. I'm very curious. How is the B level score calculated? Number 63 said, based on the chances of those who stay in that world surviving next. Simply completing the mission only gets you a D level score. Dealing with beast dangers, mastering electricity, and these elements increase the chances of teammates surviving. The score has increased. But if your equipment is improved, resources are abundant, establishing a broadcast station to find survivors, even reversing the crisis and taming beasts for personal use, then you can get an S-level score. Playing a game is about allowing ordinary people to do what they cannot experience in real life. Apocalypse Survival is just the experience for players with a difficulty level of 0. The official version of the mission after 1 month is where the core content of the game experience lies. With players' assistance, how much improvement can humanity's future have? Mutation Monster Invasion. Mission Unlock Countdown 720 hours. The scoring will continue to be calculated like this in future series. The intention is still to inspire players' sense of justice in the real world. Humanity is a community of destiny. I have to go back and think about whether I still want to participate. My vague impression is very bad. Playing is very tiring. Number 63 said, I was quite pleased with my performance in bed. Speaking of it, I then released the footage of me and Lillian in the bedroom on the door of Apocalypse Survival. This scene really startled me. Are they not respecting players' privacy? Number 63 claimed to be just an emotionless robot. It won't affect players. I'm very worried that the real director Lillian would have these memories. Number 63 told me that she wouldn't. This is just a virtual game. I have a strange feeling. Doesn't seem like a legitimate company. I want to get out. Number 63 told me to rub my left eye to activate the system menu. I can also contact her like this when I return to reality. I still have a physical award that I haven't collected. Number 63 asked me if I need to collect it now. I want to take it to avoid it being wasted. Let them mail it to my company address. Who knows? Number 63 waved the wand, and the entire space started to darken. I am very puzzled about what is going on. Slowly disappearing, number 63 tells me. This is the system matching rewards. I won't be able to see anything in a while. Suddenly, a pair of blood-red eyes appeared behind me. Slowly, a black giant wolf emerged. I remembered. I had fought wolves before. Suddenly, a hunter appeared on my other side. He raised the spear in his hand. He threw it towards the wolf. With a bang, the spear went straight into the wolf's neck. He pinned the wolf directly to the ground. Get a reward. Hunting specialization precision aiming. I just woke up from Dreamland game. But I didn't click exit. It seems like I woke up forcibly. I rubbed my left eye to summon the menu. However, after rubbing it for a while, nothing happened. I am a little confused. Am I in Dreamland now, or just had a very long dream? At this moment, Dreamland is under a red warning. Number 63 doesn't know what happened. Why did the program exit forcibly? There was a conflict in the Dreamland system. Even the memory control function has failed. Number 63 feels incredible. Immediately tracked the error code. The error code was quickly found. This time, the system conflict was actually caused by Lillian. Because Lillian actually fell asleep in Dreamland. Number 63 couldn't understand why he was dreaming in Dreamland. Number 63 wants to find a solution to patch the vulnerability. However, the database did not find any relevant patches. She wants to code the program herself a little. However, she is just a household robot. At this moment, Lillian also woke up from Dreamland. Due to the failure of memory control, Lillian's memories of Dreamland are all intact. At this moment, she is still immersed in the sadness of Carlos's death in Dreamland. She was waiting for the two people who had been waiting for a long time at her bedside. They asked with concern, "Lillian, what's wrong?" Lillian explained that she had a very long dream. But she didn't want to explain and just said she couldn't remember. She then questioned the two people in the room about what they were doing in her room. After exchanging a glance, the maid asked Lillian if she remembered sleepwalking last night. Lillian asked the maid what she had done. The maid replied in fear that she went to the kitchen with a knife, continuously saying sorry. Lillian remembered that in Dreamland, she had handled Carlos's body like this in her dream. Because the maid was afraid of accidents, she called Secretary Grace overnight. Secretary Grace suggested that Lillian should rest for a few days before going back to the company. Lillian was thinking about Dreamland. She believed it was not a dream. It was definitely not just a dream. I just came out from Dreamland. Looking at the bustling streets, I feel a bit unfamiliar. I arrived at the familiar breakfast shop. The boss prepared the usual for me directly, and even recommended his relative's niece to me, hoping to match us up. However, the next second, the boss was stunned. Because I, in the middle of summer, was actually roasting by the fire. I awkwardly said that I was feeling a bit cold. That Dreamland is too real. I can also relate to the emotions in it right now. Before leaving, I subconsciously said one more thing. I already have a girlfriend. I walked along the road in silence. Lillian in Dreamland really embodies empathy from a different perspective. Because I haven't been to work for a long time, I almost ran late today. As soon as I arrived at the company, Troy greeted me. Looking at Troy, I couldn't help but say, "Long time no see." Perhaps for Troy, we were drinking together just last night. But for me, it's been half a year. Troy cautioned me that the advertisement department will be downsizing in the coming days, and warned me to be careful. It said that the sales department they are planning to establish will overlap with our department. Let's go with the flow. I have been considering resigning myself. The world is wonderful. I have many choices. Why force myself to conform to others' rules? Troy was stunned after hearing what I said. He felt that I had changed. He thought that as usual, I would definitely start complaining again. Indeed, my mindset has changed. I have become accustomed to taking control of my own destiny through my own efforts. I haven't been to work in Dreamland for half a year. I have almost forgotten what I need to do today. I will contact the landlord group first, then contact the Peak group. Is that correct? Not correct. We should collect feedback from existing customers first. I crumpled the torn paper into a ball, just like working as usual. I threw it towards the trash can behind me. With a plop sound, the paper ball went straight into the trash can. Even though I occasionally miss, I can usually throw it in. But what was that feeling I just had? I tear off another piece of paper and crumple it up again. I found a trash can further away. I hold the crumpled paper in my hand. I close my eyes and aim for where the drop of water would fall. That feeling came over me again. I threw the crumpled paper in my hand. With a pat, the crumpled paper landed in the trash can once again. Incredible. It's as if my body can automatically adjust the angle and force. Could this be my physical award? Hunting specialization precision aiming. How is this possible? Isn't that just a gaming company? I'll try again. This time, aim for the farthest target. With a swish, the paper ball was thrown out by me again. But this time, it didn't land in the trash can. Instead, it hit the supervisor's face. Immediately, the eyes of the whole advertisement department turned towards me. Supervisor Walter said a sentence and then left for his office. I really put my foot in it this time. When I was called into Supervisor Walter's office, I heard various sounds of disdain and mockery in my ears. Everyone started pointing fingers at me. Of course, except for Troy. He has a hint of concern. As soon as I entered the office, Walter asked me to sit down. I also sat down without any hesitation. After Walter poured a cup of tea, mysteriously said, "Don't underestimate me. Are you going to throw paper balls at him? Since things have come to this point, then I'll just say it out. I have been conscientiously fulfilling my duties in these 2 years. Even if I have to leave today, I should still receive my salary for last month, right?" Walter asked me if I'm just leaving like this. Did I forget something? Could it be that he found out I was criticizing him on Reddit? But I used an anonymous account. Who knew Walter would block me, saying I forgot the favor of his cultivation over the past 2 years? It turns out the company is preparing to establish a new department, led by the deputy director of the company and Director Leon personally. They specifically called for me to go over. Walter asked me when I established a connection, but I don't know Director Leon. Walter said Director Leon must be just like him. He noticed my potential. He also said he had discovered early on that I was a good seedling. In these 2 years, he deliberately increased my tasks. It's all for the purpose of nurturing me. He said my future is promising. But I have been preparing to resign recently. Walter was surprised. He told me that this is a great opportunity. He said that the salary in the new department is at least 20% higher. When I arrived at the office, I told Troy how I was transferred to the new department. Anyway, I haven't thought of anywhere else to go for now. Let's just stay like this for the time being. However, the team leader on the side overheard our conversation and jumped up right away. He believed that as the team leader, he should be the one to go. He disagreed with the idea of me being able to move to a new department. The sudden appearance of Walter behind him made him shut up directly. I see. Walter is bringing the company's Director Leon to the advertisement department. Director Leon directly commented on the strong hostility in the advertisement department, asked the team leader if he doubted his judgment in choosing people. The team leader was so scared that his face turned green. He quickly said it was not the case. Walter criticized the team leader for being too impulsive. He should have a more stable attitude, and someone else should take over today. The team leader, upon hearing this, incredulously looked at Supervisor Walter. Later, Walter said, "I have been assigned to a new department. My work will be completed under the leadership of the new team leader." The new team leader is Troy. Up to now. Later, Troy immediately received assurance to complete the tasks. Next, Walter directly told me not to work anymore. I need to pack up my things and prepare to go to the sales department. I feel like Troy is trying to curry favor with me. Is it because of Director Leon? Director Leon told me that our new department will organize a party after work. We can discuss work matters then. I can also take the chance to get to know the new colleagues. Lastly, the rumor about layoffs in the advertisement department is false. The advertisement department will not be laying off employees. Let everyone work with peace of mind. Director Leon left the advertisement department after speaking. I had never met Director Leon before. Why did it feel like she was paying special attention to me? Director Leon also found my resume average. Why did Lillian instruct her to move me to a new department? After Troy became the team leader, he wanted to achieve the KPI of the advertisement department. So everyone wants to have a meeting to discuss how to achieve it together. Troy can feel that everyone is unwilling to interact with him. The previous team leader told Troy that everyone is an adult. Be more open-minded. These people have no room for advancement at all. Who are they performing for? Troy felt that it's all the same whether he tries hard or not. Why bother making it difficult for himself? At this moment, I am talking to my mother on the phone. I haven't been home for Chinese New Year in 2 years, but I plan to go back this year. I also told her about the raise I got today. I told her that it won't be long before I can pay off the debts at home. Then I asked about my parents' health. And then I hung up the phone. At that moment, a pretty lady in a pink dress called out to me. She is Daisy, the team leader of the sales department. She saw my photo when she was organizing the staff manual. She was about to attend a dinner with the sales department, so we went there together. The dinner happened to be held at the villa in Dreamland where Lillian and I live. Daisy told me that Director Leon likes to host parties at his own house. I didn't expect that in Dreamland. I have been living in Director Leon's house all along. I also found out that Director Leon has a pretty serious cleanliness obsession. For example, guests entering the villa must clean the soles of their shoes. Don't dirty the floor. I suddenly thought of something.